Let's begin making our theatre spreadsheet. The first thing to do is to name the spreadsheet. So we double click at the top here and let's just call it Theatre Booking System. The first thing to do is to start building our seating area so that we can book some tickets. Our columns are pretty wide at the moment, so we need to make them narrower. To do this, hover over the letter B up here, click, hold and drag your mouse across to the right. Get to about column M and then let go. So that was click, hold on the B and drag across until you get to letter M. With those selected, right click on any of the letters and choose Resize Columns B to M. Instead of 100, just enter 50, 50, and press OK. Your columns are now a lot narrower. We just need to select an area to be our seating area. So for instance, from about B3 down to say M19, that would do. To fill in some colour to show our seating area, we use the fill colour tool here, which is up in the toolbar. If it's not there and you've got 3 dots, click on those and it will appear, or try making your window a little bit bigger so you can see everything. So if you click on there and choose a colour that you like, for instance a pale yellow or another pale colour so you can easily read text on it. Now that I've filled in my cells here for showing my seats, I should indicate where my stage is so people know whether they're at the front or the back of the seating area. To do that, just click and hold and drag your mouse across to make a stage underneath. That'll do, I reckon. So I'm going to just full colour with that as well. I'm going to choose sort of a brown colour for the stage. Super. Now, we need to be able to make the seats bookable. You could write in each cell adult and child like that, but you'd be liable to make a lot of mistakes and not be very exact for the next part. So we're going to make our lives a bit easier by making a drop down. To make a drop down, we're going to come down here beside the stage and at the bottom right hand corner of the seating area, and we're going to write the 3 types of ticket that we're going to use. So we're going to put in adult, we're going to put in child, and then the last cell we're going to type concession. CONCESSION, concession, which are like OAPs and disabled and things like that. So we need to now set up our seating area so that we can pick these automatically. So to do that, we click in the first cell and hold down and then drag our mouse down and to the bottom here to select all of the cells. So make sure all of your seating area is selected. Then go up to the data menu and then about halfway down choose data validation. This will bring up a little menu at the side of the screen where it says add rule. I'm going to add a rule here. And you will notice that all of the seats suddenly have a little drop down. So what we're going to do is we are going to choose a little drop down. So we have got 2 options under the criteria. We have drop down and we have drop down from a range. Now, because we've already typed the adult, child and concession, we're going to save ourselves to a time. We're going to choose the drop down from a range. And now it's waiting for us to declare which range. So we might need to scroll ourselves down a little bit on the main window. And then do you see this window symbol here? Looks like a little old style window that you draw as a primary school person. If you click on that, it will bring out a little box and then you can select the 3 cells by clicking and holding in the first and dragging down and then pressing OK. And you will notice that it is now put adult, child and concession automatically in these boxes. However, you will notice that our boxes are quite thin now, so if we actually change one of them, you won't necessarily be able to read adult, child and concession. So you might want to just pick some colours, so maybe red for adult, green for child, and maybe a blue for concession, just so it's easier to see. And then you click done. And you can see that if you then click on one of these, you can choose which one you want to do, adult, child or concession. And you can just close this data validation rules part here. More tickets. You can do them individually like this, but it will take you a little while. There's a slightly speedy way of doing it, which is used autofill. So take this cell here where I've just put a chart or a concession in, sorry. And you see if I hover over the blue blob in the bottom corner here, I have a crosshairs for my mouse. If I drag down, holding the mouse, I can then fill in those seats, and equally I can do it from the opposite end. If I click on one of these, and then I can go across. That can be a little bit fiddly, just make sure that you're not clicking on the coloured parts of it, and then dragging across. Unfortunately, you can't necessarily drag diagonally. You can only drag one way or the other to fill in some cells. So put in half a dozen adult, child and concession tickets, and then you can move on to the next video.